Around 10 lakh students appear for the IIT JEE exams each year, from which less than 10,000 students get into the 23 different IITs around the country. That is less than 1% of those who appear for the exams. And yet, this is one of the most sought after dreams of the nation. Culturally speaking, cracking these competitive exams and getting a place into these prestigious institutions are projected to be the peak of success. It brings greater reputation to the whole family, and there is this notion that those who have achieved it are going to be very successful in life. But it can be argued that this is a perception of success that is merely a projection that has been culturally imbibed rather than an actuality. There is very little evidence to show that the students who have graduated from these institutions have ended up having a greater quality of life than their peers. Of course, they might end up with higher salaries and better positions in companies, but that in itself is insufficient to measure success. A report by the Indian Express shows that there has been a total of 122 suicides from these top institutions in the past 7 years. If getting into these institutions has been culturally viewed as the peak of success, then one needs to wonder why those who have got into these institutions battle so much with depression, loneliness, low self-esteem, and thoughts of suicide. Skewing our views of success into these very narrow domains not only robs the individual student of their capacity to explore other avenues that they are good at, but it simultaneously robs larger society of the contributions these young students could have made if they were not culturally forced into these narrow options. The problem is that thoughts like these are deeply embedded in the collective imagination and takes a very long time to change. But throughout history, how these ideas have changed is when individuals see through the facade and have the courage to make the choices that are against the dominant cultural narrative. And religious ideas have a lot to contribute in this endeavor. Societies and politics can only factor in groups and look at things from a macro level. And in doing so, the individual gets lost in the collective. Religion can give individual value to people and hold their complex particularities such that they are able to contribute to the larger whole. The psalmist says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Each human being has the potential to carve something new and contribute to human well-being in a very unique way. And when they do step out in courage and go against the dominant cultural narratives, they pave a way for something new. More people slowly start to follow these newly paved avenues, and that begins to change the social imagination. It channelizes the economic flow in that direction and finally is able to change the culture from within.